saying a comfort for your loss. So the family that lost their child due to the rape incident, and according to the story, she was in the church reading. She's a medical student. She's not done yet, and some four human beings, um, actually animals, I don't know, they came into the building and raped her and left. Now, this is a very sad story. There's nothing to be excited about. It's really, really a very sad story. And I don't really know what the whole world will tell the mother and the father of this child that they will actually hear. Because I just sat and imagined that look at the way we take you see parents taking little children to school, dreaming of having hope that okay, this child is going to know something one day, become something one day, and then take care of me in return, or take care of the society in return. And that's it. Towards the peak of the person's career, the person just died, and then they tell you it's because of some people who could not control their sexual urge. Honestly, it's not funny, and I seriously feel their pain. To the family, the relatives, the loved ones, all those who know the girl, big condolence for your loss. And then, trust me, I don't really know how best to say this. Now, some people sent me an email. They were like, okay, so we talk about relationship. Don't you have anything to say about these things that's happening and all of that? Now, immediately the story came out, we saw the story, or rather I saw the story, but I just need to see more people, see some people's opinion, more people hear what they feel about the story, what they think about the story before I say something about it. Honestly, I've seen so many people walk around the streets with placards and all of that, saying no to rape. The people are putting on their statues and women don't rape and all of that. Wow. I understand, that's a good start. But is that all? No, seriously, I was just thinking about it. Is that all? Is that the best we can do? That's it. This is just 1/100. We cannot even lay our hands on how many ladies go through the same thing. This is just one. So many of them. Not just the rape thing. Some women are in their husband's house, living as slaves, like literally slaves. You have no say, punches you anyhow and every time, anytime he feels like it. You don't even know exactly what you've done to get him angry. You don't even know exactly what to do to get him angry. And the society looks at it like it's his right. Seriously? Some little children have been deprived of their innocence. Like, before I came to shoot this video, I actually asked a lot of questions and talked to a whole lot of people, a whole lot of children, teenagers. And the kind of story I had broke my heart into pieces. Some kids have been through a lot. Some teenagers have been through a lot. Now, I know there are promiscuous teenagers, but some of them have actually been through a lot. And the only reason for putting somebody into that kind of mental condition is simply because another person wanted to satisfy himself. We saw placards like rapist, beast, and all of that. Are they the only ones? Now, I'm not siding them. Yes, what they're doing is terrible, like double terrible. But are they the only ones? What about those who marry children, people younger than them by far, because they believe that they can easily convince these people to do whatever it is? Most of the time, the idea, the mindset behind child marriage is because he wants somebody, a female child, that he can control. You will hear people say things like, I can't marry a woman who is in her 20s, who is in her 30s. I want somebody young and gullible. Like, I don't understand. Is marriage now about one person controlling the other? And these are the same people carrying cards and saying men are a rapist, a beast. It's all of us. Nobody is a saint. Once you've insulted somebody's life, somebody's right to be on this planet, you're one of them. Seriously. We've seen cases of children who cannot go to school because they are female. And the parents are so bold to tell you, it's only the male children will take to school and all of that. You would think this thing happened in their 90s, even till now. Some of them stop in secondary school and they are married off. because they know at that point these children cannot make strong decisions. You will tell me they chose to get married, but they didn't even know they had another choice. And who are they getting married to? Ancestors. And you gather like 3 women in one compound and make them fight themselves on who to please you. They carry cats and say rapists at this. Really? You think you're better? They think they're better. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Pedophiles, people sleeping around with little children, it's the same thing. Now, I was talking to a very tender girl. The girl is like 9 to 12 years. I didn't really ask her age. She was telling me a story of how she lost her virginity. She stays with her aunt, and one fateful day she came back from school. The aunt was not around, and she said in school she was punished for putting on dirty clothes, dirty uniform to school, which interprets that the aunt doesn't really take care of what she's wearing and all of that. Now, so many people can relate to that simply because it's not your child. That's it. Whatever she wears to school is not your problem. And they're the ones saying it's okay. And so when she came back from school, she wanted to wash those clothes, at least so that the teacher would not beat her again. So there was no Omo at home, no detergent, nothing, no soap. So she said she asked her neighbor, a man, said, okay, borrow me money, let me buy this soap. I promise, once my auntie gets back, even if it's in the midnight, I'll collect the money and come and give it back to you. She said the man invited her inside, asked her to sit down, and he started telling her stories of how he's going to give her money and dash her the money. She will not bring back change and all of that, on one condition, if she is going to play with his penis and let him touch her and all of that. Now, I hate to talk about this because when this girl was saying this thing, I was literally crying. So, according to her, he had her way, like, she gave him access to her body because she needed that. Now, this is a child. I can bet she didn't even know what she was doing. And when he was done satisfying himself, he gave her 100 naira note. For those who are Nigerians, you understand what I mean by 100 naira note. And she went to buy the detergent and all of that. And of course, she couldn't talk to her auntie because her auntie was not the kind of person she could talk to and all of that. Now, the story is, the man kept on, whenever she comes back from school, he will keep on demanding for something from her. Shai gave you money the other day. You want me to go and tell your auntie that I gave you money? You better come and do this and do that. When she was saying this, I was like, now this man opened his mouth and said he did not rape her, that it was willingly. You know the age of this child. She does not even know what she's doing. And these are one of the people saying rapists are beasts. No. Say it this way, we are all beasts. When I heard this story from this girl, I was like, I wish I wasn't hearing it directly from her. I wouldn't have believed it. So for 100 naira note, all the people who render services to other people, like who pretend to help them, you give somebody a drink, you give somebody a ride, you buy something for somebody, and all you want in return is sex. Like, that's the benchmark. If it's not, whether it's a stranger, you know, whatever, like, it must be sex. And then one of the people saying rapist studies. Look, it's not just about rape. I strongly feel like, especially in this part of the country, that women are being treated like second-class citizens. You will see a woman brutally abused by the husband, and the whole society will gather to say she does not know how to talk to him, like as if he had the right to abuse her. You get elders from the village and you hear something like, oh, you don't respect your husband. I'm like, can you break this down? You know, I didn't go to so much school. I didn't go to too much school. I don't understand you. Can you break this down? Like, he has the right. Like, almost everybody has the right to treat a woman the way he wants to. I didn't choose to be a woman. Now, I'm very proud to be a woman. Very proud. But I didn't choose it. Neither did anybody choose to be a man. We all got this privilege. Once you didn't choose something, it's just a privilege. It wasn't your choice. So I was born this way. I'm a girl, a lady, a baby girl, whatever. and so you were born the other way. So if you think because we're in a society, we didn't even choose the country to be born in. So why would anybody want to oppress another person because of the gender difference? I think this is terrible, not just bad, terrible. Honestly, when I talk to so many people, now their story could not go on YouTube. Nigerians could not tell them sorry. They couldn't even carry cards for them. But does that mean they're not going through hell? They are going through hell. And the worst part of it is that some of the people who are doing all this evil are one of the people carrying cards. Rapists and beasts. We know. It's just that we're not sure which one you are. What about people who, because we know how myopic and naive some ladies could be, they come and tell them, okay, we'll get married in so and so year. They even give a date. Of course they don't. We'll get married. Where the girl one iron something on her finger and call it ring, and then they have access to the girl's body. The girl comes to work for them, and they do this for years. And do you know the painful part? The day they were asking her, would you marry me, or how did they put that funny question? They knew that day that they were not serious about this lady. They knew that even if this lady is crying, begging them, they will not marry the lady. But they just needed somebody to run house chores for them. And of course, satisfy them on bed. And that's it. Let's tell ourselves the truth. Does it actually end this way? Like carrying cards, walking in the streets, putting up funny posts on Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram? Is that just the end? If we do not take serious measure as a society, it will be very funny. Very, very funny. The worst is, thank God we even, somehow it looks like we're even going. Because years ago you will hear it is the way the girl dressed that made her to be assaulted. Sometimes when I hear things like that, I just keep wondering, okay. So I came to the police station to report that some of my goods have been stolen by thieves. And then the policeman is asking me, why are you living in a house? Like, if you were not living in the house, they wouldn't have broken into your house to take your properties. And me, I'm wondering, should I live on trees? As if they had the right to break into my house. That's exactly how it sounds. That's just it. Honestly, let's call a spade, and not just an agricultural implement or a farming tool. We must put an end to this if we really want it to stop. It's not strangers doing this, it's us. It's not like as if the people doing this are coming from another planet. It's us, the same people carrying curse. You must start taking strong decisions like no sex before marriage, no matter the pressure. Some people think virginity is just for the women. Don't worry, one day we'll talk about virginity and relationship. Don't worry, we'll still come to that. But seriously, it's no longer funny. We must say complete no, capital no to child marriage. We must say big no to ladies not going to school simply because they are ladies, as if they chose to be ladies. We must say big no to a whole lot of different form of marital slavery. We must say big no to a man beating up a woman. Our strengths are not the same. Sometimes when you see things like this, the next thing you hear is, do you know what she said to him? I'm like, repeat yourself. Do you know what she said to him? Repeat yourself. I want you to hear what you're saying. Do you know what she said to him? So now the opposite of said is beat. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. What I said to you, yes, I agree. I beg people, don't insult people. Learn to control your mouth. Let your words be seasoned with salt and all of that. But seriously, what she said to you, did it tear your skin? Did it break your bones? Did it create insecurity inside of you? Did it make you wish like dying? If you have a choice to choose who you want to be with, make sure you don't choose somebody who abuses you in any way. In any way. Because this is where it all starts. We're going to be doing shout out. So, of course, we have three three group of people. First of all, to all the children, teenagers who were forcefully abused or who were abused without even knowing they were abused, or who the society laughed at because they were pregnant without even asking them who the man is, and the man just walks around the street freely. We understand your pain. Like, if nobody else does, I do. I know it's very difficult to overcome such situation. Like, it's deep. And we all pray that you find comfort in Christ. So all the rape victims, both those that were not even privileged to see their story online, those that died, those that are alive but still living in pain, we're very sorry. We're sorry you have to go through this. It's not your fault, because situations like this, the next thing you hear is, it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault. They start blaming the victim. It is not your fault. He had a choice not to. We're very sorry. And to every woman who is living with an abusive husband, we're also very sorry. You deserve protection, you deserve love, you deserve everything other people deserve. We actually feel bad that you didn't really get it. We also hope you take serious measure, like don't just sit there and watch somebody put sand into your mouth. But we're sorry and we understand what you're going through. Christ Jesus is still the solution to whatever it is that you're going through. Until I see you guys next week.